Hello everybody and welcome to today's stream. For today's stream, we're not gonna do meme review Monday. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. It's gonna be a meme review day or stream tomorrow. Pero sa ngayon, pag-uusapan natin yung latest update sa Reddit situation. I wanna call it drama, but that just feels a little too dramatic. So let's just call it a situation. Yun yung pag-uusapan natin today. There is an update. The short of it is Reddit Philippines is back. And together with that, some updates nung itong nakaraan na linggo and what steps Reddit Philippines is going to be taking forward. This matters to me because we get a lot of our content and we share it to you from Reddit Philippines. So from now until the 10-minute mark, maghahanda lang tayo ng live stream. Pag-uusapan natin yan when we get to 10 minutes. Since you're already here, please like the live stream if you haven't yet, and subscribe too, because that would be very, very nice. And I think that's it. I'll see you at the 10-minute mark. Sup, Ronski do? Actually, parang ano lang nga eh. 15 minutes ago, sobrang lakas ng ulan. Bigla na lang bumuhos. Sa QC ka ba now, Ron? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the weather today, at least in QC, was really, really weird. For one thing, ang init. Pero yung tipong init na biglaan na lang compared to the past few days. At the same time though, super sticky. So that was the overall feel of today's weather. Are you still in transit, Ron? Paring Ray. Update on the Reddit situation for today's live stream. Oh, okay. Glad you're safe then. Naabutan lang ng ulan but not stuck in traffic. That's like a bajillion times better. We'll start stream in about 5 minutes. Yeah. Well, I don't always get complete sleep, pero kompleto yung tulog ko kagabi. But for some reason, sobrang antok ko kanina. I was editing videos and I was just falling asleep. Must be the weather. It's just making you feel very lethargic overall. You have some what? Okay, you have a minute. You have a minute before things start here. Okay, you got a minute. Come on, come on. You got a minute here, bro.
Everyone, since there's any weather, so there's spots outside, so at least whenever this weather, don't go out and don't play outside and don't wear no shoes when it's this weather, and when the water's on a high level, don't go out, or else the water might dust the bathroom. And whenever you see the water icing, dust and but in the house so that you won't get over the water. And whenever you see a fire near water, scoop up water with a bucket and throw the water on the fire. And whenever you see a fire and there's no rain, dust that water from inside the house and out and throw the water on in the bucket so that it can put out the fire. And whenever the fire doesn't put out, or throw firefighter or Eddie. And if there's a big fire that the firefighters can handle, throw the firefighters, throw the police too. And whenever see a big fire out in a building, so ambulance, police, helicopter, police, and firefighters, and that's how to save from a fire or a stormy weather.
Thank you for that service announcement, man. Thank you for the reminders too. All right, say thank you. See ya, everybody. Okay. O, diba may pa-reminder pa si baby. Take care of yourself, guys. It really is raining out there in some parts of Metro Manila. Yung mga biglang buhos lang ng ulan, those things can really catch you off guard. While Baby Zach was talking, I was opening up our links. I'd like to think maganda yung magiging discussion natin tonight. It won't be a long stream, but it will be a very informative one. I hope to get you updated on the Reddit situation, just like we did last time nung nag-stream tayo. I'm hoping that you were able to get something out of that as well. Oo naman, Ronski dude. That's why 100 out of 100 times, Baby walks in, Baby gets to stream. Because next thing you know, he doesn't even want to come in the stream room anymore. So yeah, we'll do it for as long as we can help it. Oo nga, no? Makapal din yung kilay, no, Ron? Speaking of haircut chat, I'm not sure if napapanood nyo yung Kumu streams natin, but I did mention over in Kumu that we were going to be getting a haircut because Kuya Andy is in town. I would say there is I would say significantly yes, paring Ray. Pero hindi nang sobra. Significant siguro. The good news is for TikTok, we still had a lot of parked content from the past few weeks. Kaya madali lang gumawa ng content there. Never mind the fact na the past 2 TikToks na labo lang ng pinag-usapan natin. It went from talking about calluses, and then I think if I'm not mistaken, today pimples naman ang mga pinag-usapan. In terms of streaming, I would say still yes, significantly impacted it. But good thing we have backup content. We have mukbangs. We also have trending things to talk about that are accessible outside of Reddit. So yeah, okay naman. I just wish, of course, that um, we had access to Reddit, but very understandably so. Alam din natin kung bakit walang Reddit the past week. Not only that, pati movies, Ron. I was just thinking, I watched The Flash over the weekend and I enjoyed it. I'd give it a mid rating, just like some of us would here. But then I remember that after Flash comes out, there are a few more blockbusters coming soon this July. Parang halos every month. Marami tayong papanoorin. Alright, let's get this stream started. Paring Ray, Ron, and whoever the third person is here, and the fourth person, I'm very, very happy na naandito kayo. Yeah, CGI. It's CGI porn, just like every DC movie. Let's talk about today's live stream. Let's try to keep this as short and as informative as possible. Hopefully, ma-appreciate nyo and may matutunan kayo. So like I mentioned in the intro, pag-uusapan natin today what basically transpired during this last week. Now, you probably already know what happened last time, but just a quick refresher over here. Major Reddit communities will go dark to protest threat to third-party apps. This is essentially what happened last week. Excuse me. You got to see a bunch of subreddits over at Reddit close themselves down because they are protesting against Reddit Corp. So again, when we say Reddit Corp, we talk about the corporate side of Reddit, the CEO guys, the guys who make the decisions. And then kapag Reddit, the people, that's basically the mods and all the users. So Reddit Corp, gusto nila bawat paggamit mo ng API nila, meron ng charge. Before, it was completely free. And a lot of people thought, that's alright. It makes sense na hihingi sila ng bayad. But the problem is, Reddit Corp is just not trying to make a little bit of money here. They're essentially charging so much na hindi siya logical bayaran. If I'm not mistaken, one of the third-party apps has to shell out something like $20 million a year para lang magamit yung API ng Reddit, which makes people believe that Reddit isn't exactly just selling their API or their service for it. What they're essentially doing is killing all third-party apps para lahat, syempre, gamitin lang yung Reddit app. Now, this is very problematic. We can talk about it a little bit more later, but since that last stream, ito yung mga nangyari. First of all, this one was 2 days ago. Hold on, I have to turn off something para ma-access natin. Okay, so 2 days ago, this came out. Yeah, paring Ray. Reddit CEO slams protest leaders saying he will change rules that favor landed gentry. Now, that's ridiculous, chat, because what he's trying to say here is, first of all, what the fuck is landed gentry? I got you. Landed gentry here, chat, refers to a large historical British social class of landowners who could live entirely from rental income. Basically, para silang noble people na ang basbas o ang tawag ng Reddit CEO sa mga mods ng Reddit are basically privileged people and who just got whatever powers they have because they were born with it. So para silang nobility. Ganun yung tingin niya. Hindi niya tinitingnan yung mga mods as Reddit as essential to the community. And that becomes very problematic because now there's no appreciation and no love for the mods. And very, very similar to the late 20th century, nawala, at the end of the 19th century, nawala din ang mga landed gentry because of rules established by Britain And very similarly, chat, that's exactly what the Reddit CEO plans to do. He's saying he will create rules that will essentially allow people to kick the mods out. Kasi sa ngayon, ang pwede lang gawin kapag mod ka, only higher mods, apparently ang mga mod dito, iba-iba ang tiering. So kapag mod ka na isang subreddit, only a higher mod can kick out a lower mod, and then the highest mod can only be kicked out by Reddit or kick themselves out. And ang gusto ngayon gawin ng CEO ng Reddit is to create some kind of system where just regular users can take a vote to kick these mods out. Now, that sounds, I guess, fair because ang branding nila dito would be it makes Reddit more democratic. It makes Reddit it makes the moderators more accountable. The only problem with this is that it kind of sounds like a threat. It doesn't sound like, hey, let's make Reddit more fair and let's have a better community. And of course, it could not have been worse timed. At the time kung saan may sinasabi ang mga moderators ng Reddit, may gusto silang ipaglaban, bigla mong sasabihin, hey guys, by the way, magpapasok ako ng rule, pwede na makick yung mga mods. Kahit anong klaseng mod pa kayo. And it will make things democratic. That's what makes it problematic because, of course, that statement is loaded against mods who are fighting for something right now. Hold on, I'm missing my link. Ayan. Not only that, chat, some mods of subreddits got personal messages from Reddit themselves, essentially threatening them. Threatening them that if they keep their subreddits inactive by keeping it private, they will be kicked out because of this rule. So 4 days ago, and fine, it's been a rule ever since, but can you imagine, my rule 4 days ago specifically posted on mod support saying that mod code of conduct rule 4 and 2 with subs taken private indefinitely. With regards to subs taken private indefinitely. Mods have a right to take a break from moderating or decide that you don't want to be a mod anymore. But active communities are relied upon by thousands or even millions of users, and we have a duty to keep these spaces alive. Here you go. Leaving a community you deeply care for and have nurtured for years is a hard choice. But it is a choice some may need to make if they are no longer interested in moderating that community. If a moderator team unanimously decides stop moderating, we will invite new active moderators to keep these spaces open and accessible to users. So not only did the Reddit CEO himself threaten Reddit people or the Reddit mods, now you know what, guys, we'll actually create a system where you can be voted out. Reddit, the corp, made a post reminding everybody about, hey guys, may rule nga pala kami, by the way, na if private yung sub nyo tapos masyadong matagal na, papalitan namin kayo. So naturally, this irritated even more people. Granted, there are regular users who just want their sub back, but that's the entire point, chat. That's the entire point of this protest. The mods taking a subreddit, a very popular one or very popular ones private, will irritate a lot of people. These irate people will probably wonder why ito yung nangyayari. They will discover ito yung pinagagagawa ng Reddit Corp. And then now, you have activism spreading across people promoting a good cause. So yeah, naturally may mga maiinis, may mga, in fact, over at R Philippines when it opened up earlier, may mga nagsasabi dyan na ang mema raw ng R Philippines, nakikiuso, nakikisali sa mga ganitong bagay, ruining the fun. But you're missing the point if you are thinking that way. In fact, I could have easily felt very sad and annoyed and frustrated and upset that the basically the number one source where we get all our content from is the number one source where we share and get our content from is essentially gone. But again, that's missing the point. The point here is that with millions and millions of people irritated and inconvenienced by this situation, mas magre-raise tayo ng awareness. So yeah, again, all these make business sense, chat, but the lack of compassion and empathy truly make it disheartening. Parang walang pakisama, walang appreciation yung Reddit Corp sa Reddit the people. And even worse is that, just like I showed you, threats were made to some mods and even directly to subreddits through PMs to the mods in these subreddits. So, very controversial. Now, there's some good that came out of this. There are 2 apps now out of the many apps, out of the many third-party apps. Reddit allowed specifically just 2 apps to remain free of charge whenever they try to access the API. So one is hey Tavis, nice to see you here. One is Red Reader and the other one is called Dystopia. If I'm not mistaken, one is for iOS, the other one is for Android. And these apps, the reason why pinayagan sila ng Reddit, because these apps are focused on persons with disabilities. So there is that, but it's simply not enough because it doesn't address the call of the people. So Red Reader here saying that they were granted non-commercial accessibility exemption. And we also have one here from Dystopia saying that they will continue operating for free. So that's good, right? Now, this lands us to today, chat. Let me just open up our links here. Now, today, I opened Reddit Philippines and I was very happy to see na active na ulit yung Reddit. Now, the important thing that we want to focus on here, and essentially the title of our live stream, Reddit Philippines is open, is back, but meron silang message, of course, and pa-poll. Now, the message is pretty basic. It's basically what we have here, a rough recap of the past week. Read this long post if you want to. Pinost siya ng isa sa mga mods ng Philippines. It's essentially a recap. There are updates of this entire week. Kung ano yung progress or yung effect ng protest, which they are trying to say is not significant enough, but made some kind of noise. And also, I think the third part of this message is basically saying how much of a jerk the Reddit CEO still is. Now, here we go. The most important part of this message is a poll. A poll that is made because Reddit essentially told the mods and announced to the world that, you know what, guys? We'll allow you to keep operating. We'll allow your subreddit to keep operating under 2 conditions. Well, 1, you create a poll, or 2, you remain. You create 2 conditions. The first one being that the users are the most important piece, not the most, but the only important piece of Reddit. Mods, no. Only the users. That's one. That's their number 1 message. And the second one is magpa-poll kayo kung anong gusto niyo mangyari sa future ng subreddit ninyo. So that is exactly what Reddit Philippines is trying to do right now. Ginagamit ng Reddit CEO yung importance ng user base against the mods by saying that what the mods essentially want are selfish and are to the detriment of everybody. Like I mentioned, may mga irate users din naman, di ba? And these irate users are not exactly seeing the bigger picture. So, the poll. The poll essentially has 4 options. The first here, I think they listed it down. Here you go. They have 4 options, which if you have the time to, maybe you can take a vote here as well. I took my vote here. 4 choices in this poll. The R Philippines subreddit. Either you return to normal operations, which means basically parang dati, balik lang sa normal. Private for an indefinite period of time. This is essentially lengthening the protest. And if I'm not mistaken, if the poll so chooses to remain private, that will be respected by Reddit Corp because yun nga, pinaparinig nila na no, the users are more important. Your selfish causes are inconveniencing our user base, almost as if to weaponize the user base against the mods. So yeah, option number 2 is private, and that's fine if people so choose to be private. But Reddit Corp already knows that hindi magpa-private, hindi pipiliin to ng users. So fine, fair. It's still an option. Restricted mode basically says that the subreddit will remain open, pero bawal na ang new posts. Only old posts can be commented on, and in that way, if you're looking for some thread or if you want to know what's up, you can still have access to all the posts made by all the users in the past. Again, wala lang new threads possible. Now, the most fun one is this one, chat. And we're gonna dig a little deep here because restricted submissions is the fourth option, which I think Reddit, the people, are trying to make use of to give another FU to Reddit Corp. Now, what are what are restricted submissions? If people so choose na maging restricted ang submissions natin, essentially, pipiliin lang ng mga users or ng mga members ng subreddit kung ano man ang pwede i-post. Now, I want to be more specific here, and I want to show you what one of the biggest subreddits, almost with 12 million members, did. The subreddit is called rpix. And with 12 million users, they essentially ran the same poll asking ano bang gusto nyong future dito sa subreddit natin. And the subreddit overwhelmingly chose to do one thing. Can you imagine? Subreddit ng pictures of people contributing from the entire world. Interesting pictures that essentially will spark a lot of interest, conversational pictures, photography, art, whatever, you name it. But from now on, only one kind of picture will be allowed on the subreddit pics. Only pictures of John Oliver looking sexy is going to be allowed. If you don't know who John Oliver is an English personality. He's this guy. Likely a familiar face to you. He is a talk show host of Last Week Tonight. So, siya yun. And essentially, when you go to the rpix subreddit right now, yun lang yung makikita. Why him? That's a good question, Caleb. I think he's just, I guess, for the community, a likable character. In fact, people so liked him so much na ang final vote was 2,300 to 37,300. Everyone just voting for John Oliver to be there. Now, the nice thing here is that John Oliver himself tweeted and said this: "Dear Reddit, excellent work. Attention, pics, have at it." So may blessing ni John Oliver, and now if you go to the subreddit chat, ito lang yung makikita nyo. Just a bunch of pictures of John Oliver. Literally him. This is our thumbnail. Just random pictures of him. It can be literally anything as long as it has him. O, diba? We even have a Mona Lisa here with his face superimposed on it. And then here, that's him too. That's him too. So John Oliver looking sexy is the only content allowed in rpix from now on. Can you imagine? So this is Reddit acting just exactly how you would expect Reddit to act if you force them against the wall. They will troll the hell out of you. And that's what Reddit is doing now. May pa-Happy Father's Day pa kay John Oliver, o diba? That's pretty cool too. And the other workaround, people are trying to look for what you call restricted submissions, is something similar to what this subreddit called Interesting as Fuck did. Ito ang ginawa nila. Long story short, sabi ng Interesting as Fuck, you know what guys, there's only one rule from now on because Reddit, they're kind of being jerks. So, ang sabi nila, we will be reforced to open. If not, masisipa yung mga mods. So, fine. The users are the most important people, the only important people of Reddit. Yun lang yung important piece of our community. So, okay. We will reopen with one rule. The only rule is that you can post whatever picture you like as long as it's interesting to you. Any kind of rule. Now, I get that at the onset, this may seem like, okay, cool, back to normal. But no, chat. Because ito lang yung rule nila, moderators are essentially saying, we won't moderate anything. Just post whatever you think is interesting. So now, everything from not safe for work pictures, to pornography, to any kind of photo, to what used to be a subreddit that's heavily moderated, can now be posted. Hold on, let me open this to see if... Yeah, okay. The subreddit will be opening Monday, June 19th with new rule changes. Reddit has made it clear that users, not volunteer moderators, are the true owners of the subreddits, so the community rules are changing to reflect that. Going forward, the only subreddit-specific rule is that any content you submit must be something you consider interesting as fuck. That's it. Please be aware that the site-wide Reddit rules will still be enforced by the moderators of this sub and Reddit's anti-evil operations. But for more details, see the policy here. The short version is this: no harassment, respect the privacy of others, no sexual content of minors, no illegal content. So what essentially they're saying, we won't moderate anything. Just respect the site-wide rules. And even bots, if I'm not mistaken, they'll just let bots post whatever the bots want. So it's going to be crazy because now ginagamit yung wineponize na sinabi ng Reddit Corp back, ginagamit siya ng mga mods ngayon as a double-edged sword to show just how important moderators are, because chat moderators really run a lot of what's going on. They're a thankless job in subreddits. They take out spam, they take out unwanted posts, they look at community members' behavior, they moderate many things. Can you imagine moderating millions and millions of people making thousands of posts a day? That's very difficult. And ito yung ipinaglalaban mostly ng subreddit mods, na pag tinanggal mo yung mga third-party apps na to, which make our lives much easier to do, essentially, it's going to be difficult to moderate. So fine. Okay, you don't want to hear us out? Fine. Have at it. So yun yung mangyayari. Ito yung I'm interested to see what will happen to Interesting as Fuck as a subreddit. These are the FAQs. Will the rules ever go back to how they were? Ang sagot, I suppose there's always a chance, but as of right now, it does not look like that will be happening. Is there a minimum karma requirement like there was in the past? Back then, chat, kailangan mo magkaroon ng karma. If you're not aware, karma is essentially your social points. Are you really a Reddit user, or are you just a new account na nagtutroll? Because that's one way to filter out people who are just there to be a nuisance to the entire community. Bots that are created almost at the spot will have little to no karma. So people often put, or moderators often put, karma restrictions para sa mga would-be trolls or would-be spam messages to help filter out the posts. Are YouTube links allowed? Apparently yes, because probably before hindi. Should we expect to see an influx of bot posts? Ang sagot, I don't know. Maybe. As mods, we have always just guessed at what users were bots. We don't have a surefire way to tell. I think it's best to just report anyone you think is a bot to the admins. They are the only ones who can tell who is and isn't a bot. Oh my gosh. AKA the Reddit mods mismo, or the Reddit admins mismo. So parang sinasabi nila, not us anymore. Hindi naman kami importante. Diretso niya na sa upper management. Why is the sub going not safe for work? That's because users are most likely going to submit more not safe for work content. So yeah, that's how things are going right now over at Reddit. It's going to be a little chaotic, and I don't think this is gonna end anytime soon with mods trying to fight back for what they truly believe is for the good of the Reddit community as a whole. Tavis already brought it up earlier. Does this make business sense? Yeah, it truly does. But I think hindi naman ina-ask or hindi naman hinihingi ng mga third-party Reddit app developers na gawing libre lang to forever. Okay lang ang presyuhan. Pero wag yung ganitong klaseng prices. Because what Reddit is essentially doing is trying to eliminate third-party apps by charging obnoxiously high prices. Again, also with what Tavis said, it's emotionally out of touch with what is happening over at Reddit as well. Which is sad because Reddit is truly made up of its users contributing free content, users freely contributing content, and mods freely regulating all the content that's being posted. And for some reason, the co-founder himself, the CEO of Reddit, fails to see this. I hope that magkaroon ng eventual compromise, because this isn't going to end too well if this is what keeps on happening. Reddit and the Reddit mods just fighting each other back and forth. But it should be interesting, and the subreddit pics definitely going to be a sight to see with all these John Oliver photos. That's it for now, chat. I hope to see you again tomorrow. For now, this is where the stream ends. Hopefully, you learned a thing or two, and mas updated na kayo sa mga pangyayari ngayon sa Reddit. Bye-bye, everybody! Bye, Paring Ray. Bye, Tavis. Caleb. And Bronskidu. See you over at Kumu. I'm jumping there now. Bye-bye.